Hello Gunters. This video is about Qurious armor crafting oriented towards Gunlance. Of course you can apply these principles for other weapons, re-evaluating the skills to what is best for your weapon. Before getting into matters, I must explain the principles of how Qurious Crafting Rolls works. All this information comes from Dtlnor Ultra Good Table. He is the same guy who pulled out the Talisman Skills table, so is a known source. Qurious Crafting works by two principles. There are 6+1 change rolls, and every roll has a cost and every armor a budget. The budget goes from 20 on the earliest rarity 8 armors to 10 for the orange rarity 10 armors. The budget can be increased if you roll a negative adjustment like less resistances, defense, or removing skill points. Removing a skill point is the most valued penalty, and you will get 10 extra points of budget regardless of how much value the original skill was worth. The most priced upgrades, by players, are gaining skills and upgrading your slots. Upgrading a level 3 slot to level 4 most of the time means access to an extra skill if you slot in something like Hellfire, Evade Extender, Wirebug Whisperer, Part Breaker, or Protective Polish that every Gunlancer loves. But in general you want to directly roll a skill because the budget cost is lower. At the very best I have saw 3 single skills of Hellfire, Redirection and Wallrunner boost for 21. The two things that this system values a lot are 1. Upgrading low rarity armors to get a higher budget, and 2. Getting low cost high value skills. A previous video was about the first point and this one is about the second. I will say it as clear as possible. Rolling a S tier weakness exploit sucks. Is not good. At least for Gunlance. One exception, if you are obsessed to get the absolute most melee damage possible, then maybe can be good because is simply the only thing you care and anything else is worthless. But even in these cases you may still need staple Gunlance skills like Protective Polish, Hellfire, Evade Extender, Wirebug Whisperer, or wait for it, Artillery and Load Shells. Those skills have a much lower budget cost than the damage ones, and you can skill fill your other raw skills with your slots. Takes exactly the same level slot to put in critical boost than Wirebug Whisperer. Your actual talismans and build can determine which one skills you desire, and there are multiple good combinations for a single piece of armor. What I recommend there is to, once you get a half-decent roll, to stop rolling it and to craft a new piece of the same armor. This, besides giving you 2 good armors to use for several means, also is a failsafe, since you can accidentally override your good armor roll by another and screw it up. Back to the value part, something like an attack boost 3 talisman with other secondary skill and slot is much better value than Wirebug Whisperer 3 in this system. Because for the 15 points of an attack boost roll you can get a 9 points Wirebug Whisperer and something useful as a bonus like Recovery Up, Evade Extender, or Load Shells. Here is a table with what I think are the highest value rolls you can get and their cost. I rate an A like a perfect skill for their budget and value for a Gunlancer. And B, those then are still nice and must be considered if the build fits for it. Of this table, Load Shells and Evade Extender are the highlights for 6 points each, then is insanely cheap. Even your rare 12 armors like Maltzanos or Bagel Goose can get both at once without needing to roll a negative. Of course, they have the problem that you only can get 2 of these. Redirection and Hellfire are level 3 slots and you can do them with a 9-point budget. And Wirebug Whisperer, I don't need to explain why it is good, right? The only 2 cost 12 I have here are Handicraft and Artillery. They are almost a B for this, but I guess nobody is going to be so dumb to toss away an artillery roll. I guess. Finally, Recovery Up makes it to the A list because it is only frigging 3 points. I should do a video about Recovery Up because it is very underrated while being one of the skills that makes the most difference against afflicted monsters in the game. All these A skills can be tossed to any kind of Gunlance build, and then you only worry about adding the auxiliary or damage skills you decide. You will get the max value of these. The B list are the skills that are very nice but I would not prioritize. All the kind of skills I would be blogged to roll alongside the A skills. Defiance, Divine Bless, Part Breaker, and Speed Sharpening are premium fillers with low cost and great utility. I'm not too happy with guard rolls since we can get 2 points from a level 3 deco, but I wouldn't complain too much. So basically, my idea of a great armor roll is at least 2 A or B grade skills with a god one being 3. 2 good armor skills and extra slots also would count for a god roll. But don't go crazy, Gunlance can work nearly with anything, and I have great builds already without a single point of Qurios. Treat Qurious Armor as a bonus to make your builds more solid and reliable, and a reward for grinding you afflicted investigations. You should grind for fun, not for loot. If the grind is not fun, stop doing that. Start to play another way for fun, or just quit for another game. Because this is a game. And this is all. What kind of good roll have you got so far? Thanks for watching. Go, Gunlancers. Go.